All right, guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So, I mentioned this, right? This was mostly during World Tournament, which is now over for Global and JP, thank God. I did want to try and do videos on tweets. I really do. I could just yap away forever, man, about Dokkan. Oh my God, it's so easy. We could just go on and on and on and on. I like looking at like a tweet, like a perspective of the community that I'm not like kind of touching, right? So it's like I don't feel like I've replied to this account, this Genshin Forever account, a couple of times. By the way, Genshin, I don't really have many thoughts on that. I know it does have trophies though. I remember I played Genshin for a girl a couple of times, but that's it. That's it. Um, so I have not interacted with this tweet. They don't know my eyes are on it. So I think this could tone down a little bit of people saying things either to get a rise out of me or like what I'm saying is I think we'll see people's true thoughts without me kind of hovering over it, right? Or masking it. We'll still do the, grading hot takes and stuff like that, of course, right? And, a lot of times people are kind of, they're going to say stuff, knowing I'm looking at it. But here, like, we could see their true thoughts. So the first one we have here is AGL Ultimate Gohan. I'm going to assume that this guy is just kind of like a placeholder. I do not really see discussion about this character besides Infamous Alan, in the community, right? Like, people aren't really gassing this character. So certainly I would not agree that this is the most overrated 2024. Oh, should I start this video out by giving my pick? Who is the most overrated of 2024? I would want it to be a JP character. Let me actually give y'all a pick for me. I'd like to keep it to a premium character, summonable. I don't want to, like, rag on, like, Easy A Bardock or something like that. Like, I just don't care. Like, let's go after a summonable character. Let me pick one, and then we'll go through the quotes here. All right, now I'm trying to just remember things I saw, things I've seen, stuff like that. I don't know. Again, I'm keeping mine towards summonable characters, right? I do not really personally see a lot of gassing for this guy, right? Global players were talking crazy about Rose before he dropped. Now, I'm not really going to push this hard because obviously Global is in a different meta. Like, Rose is kind of like a post-9th anniversary character that Global just dropped into a pre-9th anniversary meta. So I 100% understand, like, why he would be very dominant, right? Like, going against, like, the Omega Shenron fight. So, again, like, I'm not really pushing this so hard. There wasn't really a great pick for overrated for me. I don't think so. I mean, I guess we could maybe talk about Fat Boo a little bit. I think that's probably fair. Some people talk about this guy like he's just a little crazy, but I think he's good. Like, he's a solid character. I mean, overrated, right? And remember, Rose, I mean, he dropped on JP and he directly got buffed, dude. They gave him a straight up buff. It's just the content, like, the content then took another turn where, like, the damage check shit and he's a physical type character. I would probably go with this guy. My other pick is probably them. Now, I feel like I don't know. The more I use this character, there's just a lot of holes and flaws there. Weakness, right? And I think a lot of it does have to do with their restriction. I mean, if this was adjusted to, say, super class character, I think they would be they would be way better, right? Because it's like, when you have two of them, this buff, it does genuinely feel like some characters have almost like a minor easy A. They have so much extra defensive support, but I would probably say, like, these three, from what I've personally seen, kind of, like, overrated, right? Let's see what people are saying. Oh, yeah. yeah. He's talking about Al. I agree. I do not see people gassing up LR Ultimate Gohan. No way. AGL Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Yeah, my comment section has been saying that all year. But, I mean, it's just very simple. He just doesn't take damage, man. Buu Saga got a ton of buffs. Yeah, a lot of people really hate... I mean, I think that a Dokkan Fest exclusive leader having a condition like he has sucks. He's got one, Freeze has got one, Rose has got one. That is trash. I mean, I would... This character, I guess, kind of counts as well. I'm not a fan of those. I don't mind overloading banner units and easy A's and stuff. You give them as many restrictions as you want. They're just meant to be additions to teams. But these leader characters, man, having these restrictions sucks, dude. I hate it. So, like, I get that there. Okay, so this person's entire argument is the Buu Saga restriction, though. Which, bro, I mean, listen... Maybe if Buu Saga did not just get a full jerk-off session. I mean, Vegeta comes out in a couple of hours. But you just look... Dude, Buu Saga is crazy right now. Like, it's not even a problem. Like, this comment would be good if, like, Physical Trunks and Goten didn't get added to it. If SDR Dragon Fist didn't get added to it. If Family Kamehameha wasn't on it. But they are. I just... Right? Like that, it just doesn't matter right now, really. Unless you want to really have fun with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you know, dipping into like his, you know, Otherworld Warrior leader skill or Accelerated Battle leader skill, which you can't really do. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, yep. Not surprising, not surprising. People have been off on this guy all year. Just, that defensive ability is just pure domination, man. Pure domination. Buu has always been better. I disagree. Buu is... calling him Potential Man does not work. Because he does legitimately add a lot towards winning, right? But you do need him to die. Against Goku and Frieza, you'll get to that turn 7. It's turn 7, right? Yeah, turn 7. Against the hardest fight in the game, you'll get there. Turn 7. That's not a problem. But in any of these other fights, man, like, this kid's got to get... Like, he's got to go down in order to get that active up. So you're going to need things to go your way. I don't know. It's just so easy to go into some of these fights, and he's just doing nothing besides if a turn where he does die and his Ghost Usher. He contributes nothing to the team besides that. So it's like if things don't perfectly go in a way where he's reviving and Ghost Ushering, he's contributing nothing to the team. Because remember, I mean, his damage... I've seen people do bullshit to get him above the damage threshold for Goku and Frieza, but you gotta do real nonsense, like, real dumbass shit in order to get him above it. Like, it's just not... Like, this kid is not really damaging Goku and Frieza, right? So I don't know. I've always thought Super Saiyan 3 Goku was better. I think there's a good chance Fat Buu might age better. Maybe. Yep, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Okay. It really does not surprise me, but, I mean, not to say they're all wrong, but, yeah, they're all wrong. Wait, they sold him to me as a god, but he only is on during 2 appearances. I mean, okay, like, we could play that game a little bit. Let's say he shows up on turn 2. 2 appearances, then all of a sudden we're talking about turn 6. Now he's not a god anymore. I mean, against like Goku and Frieza, he can handle business until you get to the Goku and Frieza portion. Just like Fat Buu can't really get above the damage threshold. For the most part, this guy I don't think is either too often. We did have him damage... I think... Oh, it's lagging a little bit here. I think we did actually have Goku damage them in a very recent video we did. We did Buu Saga versus Goku and Frieza in one try, actually, which is crazy. This is before Gotenks came out, yeah. Deep in this, we actually did have Super Saiyan... It wasn't this turn, it was the next turn, yeah. We actually did have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I think it's right here. Damage them. 12 million. Now, remember, as an AGL character, he is going to be able to get above that threshold a little bit easier. And then here we do another super attack. I believe this one was not a crit, though. Definitely was... excited to see him doing damage to Goku and Frieza, but a lot of the times the 0 is what he's going to be doing, right? He's going to be doing 0 a lot of the times. Never seen an overrate this guy. Yeah, that's talking about that's talking about Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, I agree. All right, we got quite a few quotes here. Let's take a look. Okay, so Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. I mean, I'd have to agree, but I mean, I literally just dropped a tier list today I just dropped an LR tier list this very day, right? Let's pull it up. So obviously, since this is something I made today, I feel very strong about this today, right? Like, I would not change anything. I feel good about this one. I think, like, if you're talking about Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, like, you know, a little bit higher, I don't know. I cannot put them above Janemba or Gotenks or anything, but, like, when they're overrated, there are people, a lot of people, who talk about them as number 1, 2, 3. I think that's nuts. There's no way in hell I could get them above Family Kamehameha, Tech Gogeta, Tech Broly? No. Stop. We're smoking PP if we're talking about them above Tech Broly. No way. I'm taking Tech Broly all day. I still can't really see Tech Broly as number 1. I saw a lot of people today saying, oh, I like Tech Broly as 1. And it's like, if Beast didn't exist, yeah, but like, the most important thing Broly does, Beast just does better. You know? Like, I just can't get Broly in front of Beast. I could see Beast as 1, Broly as 2, but I just cannot see Broly above Beast, man. I can't. All right, let's go through what else we got. So we talk about them a lot. We talk about Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Oh. Yeah, okay. Now, this is kind of a similar thing with this character, though. While I do think they're a bit overrated, not too much, right? Like, it's like, oh, they're like the 15th best LR. No, that's going a little too far, right? Like, right around there, I think is good. If you're starting to get a little higher, that's overrated. I think, like, when people overrate Fat Boo, there are some people in the community who talk about this guy, so he's like a top 5 unit in the game. Yes, there are. I've seen multiple people talking like that. That's where this guy gets a tad overrated. I do think he's in the discussion for best TURs, for sure. I'm actually curious. My last TUR list, yeah, I have him at 3. See, like, he a tad overrated, but he's still very good. Yeah, and this is pretty recent. Buhan, I would put Buhan as 1 still. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is always helped if more Buu Saga characters come out. I'm not putting Super Saiyan 3 Goku above Buhan. No, fuck that, dude. Buhan is a top 10 unit in the game, bro. Like, for sure. Buhan is top 10 overall, I think. I'm taking Buhan over most of this list, dude. So, I'm just saying that. Okay. Yeah, so there's Fat Boo, sure. Yeah, okay. Lot of same characters we're seeing pop up. Oh, okay. All right. So them again. So it seems like this is a pretty common opinion. We haven't really discussed this character yet. Now, I've talked about this a lot. How I do think I can see people not liking this character. Because I think turn 1, this guy is ass. I think he is straight up bad turn 1. The Gogeta and Janemba fights drop, and for, you know, a couple of months, the Gogeta and Janemba fights, those are the toughest fights on Global, right? So global players are basing a lot of their opinions around that. I mean, I think for good reason. Again, it's the toughest fight. Bulma was out for a bit, right? So Bulma definitely should be considered too. But, like, this guy is a fish turn 1 in Gogeta and Janemba. He's just not good enough defensively. Now, if, you know, things go perfectly, you could have him on turn 2, and you could just instantly go into a standby where he's God, right? Like, once you go into this, yeah, he's, you know, talking about in talks for best unit in the game, right? And, you know, we go over the whole thing of he can actually kill the boss before the boss kills you. Like, people will talk about characters doing that all the time. This guy can legitimately do it. So, like, I get it. If you want to say he's overrated because you could just straight up get game over screens because of how ineffective he could be turn 1, that makes sense to me, right? Like, in that, I've got him number 2, but he is not good turn 1, man. And it's like, it's not just Gogeta and Janemba. You could fight Goku and Frieza, locked slot 1, Android 17 bullies him, man. He can be an Android 17 victim. He can. So I don't think it's super crazy or off the mark to potentially talk about him there. I agree. If I speak, well, I wish you had, dumbass. Okay. Oh. Tech UI Goku. Okay. I don't know that I would agree. It is tough, though. I gotta remember I'm looking at this, yeah, global. Alright. Here's the thing with Tech UI Goku. he's not doing the most in base form, but he does have nice survivability compared to, say, physical Gogeta turn 1, AGL Broly turn 1. A lot of transforming characters he's better than. The thing with this guy where we could talk about him being overrated is within, like, very fast, this guy got a little power crept. Because his domain is still crazy, right? Dodge canceling is crazy, all the different shit he does. But this is a counter character, and Dokkan has now fallen in love with damage threshold bosses. I think maybe Dokkan must think damage threshold bosses are maybe one of the best ways they could do power creep, I suppose. Like, they feel like if they do that as a power creep method, rather than having the boss, now super for 10 million, they could just make it to where your weaker characters just can't damage the boss. I don't know. I probably would prefer myself stronger bosses rather than directly making us do 0 because of, like, a damage check number. I think that shit sucks. Just 0, 0, 0. It counters so many characters that people love, right? Like Physical Rose. I mean, you just go into that Goku and Frieza fight, and, I mean, almost every single attack he's ever going to do is just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? I mean, if you've got his domain up, right, and you could get to, like, a third super, fourth super, stuff like that, like, Rose could start to really go way over that damage threshold, and if he crits, he'll do some damage, but, like, you got to jump through hoops to get there, right? Like, he's a character directly countered by it. And this UI Goku, I mean, he can only damage Goku and Frieza with his counters. In my experience, he's got a triple super to do it. He needs to 1, 2, 3 triple super, and then each one of these, right here, is hitting him. And then at that point, then his counters are able to just get up above the threshold. So I really put a lot of credence into that Goku and Frieza fight. And, I mean, if we talk about him in base, he can cancel 17 and Golden Frieza's dodge canceling ability. 17 and Golden Frieza, to me, is one of the 3 most toxic bosses in the game's history. Well, in the Red Zone meta. I think AoE Broly, Int Fusion Zamasu, and 17 and Golden Frieza. Those are the 3 bosses I have died to the most by far. Those 3 are on a different level, right? And it's like, this guy has a really shitty transformation condition. It's his 3rd turn, which is not great. Because if he starts out in slot 7, you're done. You're not going to have it up for 17 and Golden Frieza, right? Like, you just load in, GG. Not happening. He can hang in there against 17 and Golden Frieza in slot 2 or 3, if, like, he triple supers, but, yeah. I mean, I can kind of see it, but a lot of it is that he just got countered by the fight, man. A lot of characters are like that. I mean, you could say Rose, he got countered by the fight. And, I mean, I would even jump to say, if this character was AGL instead, because that's the other thing. We did so many runs, man. This is why I'm very glad I made my own channel just a little bookmark I could click to right here. Let's just go to long videos super fast. There's a reason I'm doing this, by the way. Long videos. Where is it? I can't see it. Here it is right here. Okay, so for a while, we did a ton of these, right? Like, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks plus a character, right? Testing them out with the buffs from all of the 2-turn supports, right? We did a million of these videos with so many characters. The thing is, so much of these videos is them doing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 to Goku and Frieza. I mean, if you swap them to AGL, that could change things quite a bit. They just have a brutal typing for 2024, where nearly every boss, Blue Gogeta, Cell Max, I mean, you just go down the line. So many of these tough bosses this year, Goku and Frieza, were STR bosses, right? This one. People overlook how bad the base is. Well, not me. You guys know I talk about it nonstop. Dozens of videos. How shit is Ki is turn 1. Sure. Z duo type unit? No, I would not go that far, because the difference is it takes one turn of build-up, and then he's actually quite, like, this form is very good on his second turn. You know, once you build this up, he's crazy. He's nuts. He's nuts. It's just that, it's specifically that first turn. But, I mean, the thing is, his standby is a lot easier to get into than Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta Z Duo. It makes a huge difference, right? Like, one reason I am really not on high on these two, as other people are, their transformation conditions, man. You know, in theory, it's perfect. You're always in Majin Vegeta and you're dominating, but it doesn't work out that way, unfortunately. It doesn't. It doesn't. This guy, by the way, I didn't really want to talk about EZAs. This guy is one of the most overrated characters, for sure. Majin Vegeta. Easily. Easily. Because, I mean, again, I'm not going to go too hard on EZAs, but the transformation condition, this guy's a fish. Super Saiyan 2, he's a fish. You're a fish. Goodbye. Get out of my face, fish. Tough transformation condition. I don't care what anyone says. The 3 stacking conditions is tough. And then you get to this guy who is great, elite, mega, super, crazy, busted good. But he's untouchable after he attacks. He's just the 5,000 slot 2 and slot 3 character that's great defensively. Now, I say all that. I have not done my updated EZA TUR list. He is 2. Vegeta's number 2 for me. So, like, I am kind of saying he's overrated a bit, but I still have him at 2. So, but it's just, he's not even close to Beerus's. Beerus is towering over this guy. I'm sorry. I could do nothing but tell y'all the truth. Beerus towers over this kid. All right, so there's that. Oh, I think, like, if it was a couple of months ago, maybe, but yet again, I mean, outside of Alan, okay, I can only speak to what I say. Or, excuse me, I can only speak to what I see. I see hatred for this guy everywhere. I do not see people really, like, a ton of people gassing him up all over the place. Oh my god, he's so busted. I see pure malice and rage towards this character. People are still salty, like, very childish. They're salty at how good he was 4 years ago, dude. You know, they're mad that he shits on Cooler from 50 mountaintops. Bro, I'm sorry. You know, talk to Amatsu. He's been here the whole time, right? But, I mean, you know, things are different, man. Now, this guy, you know, it's funny. I feel like I would have defended his kit pretty hard when he first came out. But certainly, as we crossed into the Tanabata and worldwide content, I have not been a fan as much of modern Tech Gohan. So his EZA had, to me, a quick shelf life. It doesn't really bother me so much because his base, he's one of the legends of Dokkan history. His EZA wasn't the craziest. It's not a big deal. Guess what, everyone? We'll all be able to get over it. It'll be okay. It's like Kale and Khalifa. Kale and Khalifa has one of the worst EZAs ever, I think. Secretly. Like, they're secretly the worst EZA ever, LR Kale and Khalifa. But why is that? It's because when they first came out, they were the most busted character ever. They were in that discussion. So, like, their EZA being shit, not really that big of a deal. Except it did hurt Dokkan Fest Kale quite a bit. That's the problem. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't see people talking about this character, like, almost ever. Besides just to hate on him. That's it. Tech UI we talked about. Minato. I mean, okay. I mean, yeah, I could see it. I could, there's aspects of a lot of these characters' kits, so you could see it, right? Ha, yeah, people hate this guy, man. Buhan! What? Why Buhan? Buhan, huh? I don't know. I guess for someone to mention this character, they must not have used this guy very much. I'll just say that, dude. Right? Like, yeah. I mean, guys, do we know how good he is? Right? Now, Tech Buhan, this guy, you know what this guy is? He's literally just a better version of Int Broly. That's what Tech Buhan is. And, I mean, this guy is a great partner next to him. This guy has great survivability. Slot 2 next to Dokkan Fest TUR Buhan, man. Overrated. I myself did have him in my top 15 LRs. So I could see someone seeing my tier list and going, wait a minute, Buhan sucks. He's overrated. So I could get that, right? Like, that would be a little bit of my influence, but man, I don't know. I think he handles himself very well. You know who's really overrated would be STR Vegito. The amount of coping I saw about that character. And you know what's funny? Who is the most overrated in 2024? Yeah, hey kids, you want to know who it actually is? The most overrated in 2024 is Motherfucker 1 and Motherfucker 2 right here. This is the most overrated in 2024. In 2023, they were elite, they were great, they were amazing. That's the one thing I do feel a little bit sad about. History will remember this character as Raditz, but they were a god because of how great they were defensively turn 1. They were incredible defensively turn 1, which is why they were so good. When they were a top, 5 level character or something like that, this guy had no part in that because you wouldn't really see him. It was their defensive ability right away. The way people talk about this shitty character, people will still say they're not bad, they're just not excellent. And they'll say nonsense. This character fucking sucks, man. This is the most overrated. Because the criteria does not say who's the most overrated character to come out in 2024. It says who's the most overrated in 2024, which is perfect. So then we could talk about how much they suck dick in 2024, but they were actually very good in 2023. So this is the true answer right here. That's the correct answer. Oh, go back to school, kid. Ah, Tech UI, huh? Yeah. I mean, I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. In my head, I just see counter, 0, counter, 0, counter, 0. And, excuse me. Crit counter, 0. Crit counter, 0. Crit counter, 0. If the damage check didn't exist, it'd be a different story. Yeah, sad. Oh, okay, let's see. Ultimate Gohan, please tell me. Explain Ultimate Gohan. No follow-up or nothing? I do not see people talk about this guy, man. Too much of a fish in base form, bit weak. Fighting a dodge, canceling boss, he gets ass blasted. Yeah, I mean, it's not, well, yeah, but I don't know. Considering his main thing is dodge, I would argue he can hang in there well. Like, AGL UI Goku is just dead against 17 and Golden Frieza if their dodge canceling is up. Right? Tech UI can live. So I wish people would give up, I really wish this person, who is this, Godslayer? I really wish Godslayer could have given some talk about this Ultimate Gohan, man. I don't see people talk about him. I could probably do a video based around this guy, actually. Here, maybe let's start closing some. We've got so many tabs and shit open. Yeah, Buu Saga, here's what I wanted. I could maybe do a video on this guy, though, because remember, he does have this, right? With Gotenks. So now that we have, Gotenks, who's top 5 in the game, we'll be able to get that unit super attack pretty commonly there. So could that allow this guy with this active to just decimate Goku and Frieza? I think so. Yeah, I wish people would... damn. Shame. What? Whoa, I gotta read this. People don't talk about him. When he first released, people acted like he was a god. Bro, chat, I disagree with Dre. I disagree so much. Bro, we've crushed with this guy. You guys know he's great. Yeah, wow. I disagree so hard. I mean, now things have changed, right? I mean, Buu Saga characters have certainly fallen off quite a bit from where things used to be. Here, let's pull this guy up while we're talking about it. Or not Buu Saga, excuse me. I'm talking about like Majin Power. A lot of these Majin Power characters can just get bullied, man. I know, like, Buhan, the Dokkan Fest TR Buhan, we could pop up his domain, and, you know, then he's able to just be in that domain the whole time and stuff like that. But at Majin Power, a lot of those characters are fish. Like, if one of these big bosses supers them and connects, like, they're pretty much all done. I thought this guy he is an elite banner unit, man. Yeah, no way. I just can't agree. No. No. Like, we'll play ball and just, like, because you know, this guy, a lot of people were talking about him. And this is true. When he first released, people acted like he was a god. That is true, including me. But, like, I don't, yeah, no. I'm still with that, for sure. It's like he's a dodge or die character, but then he could take one of these. And then it's like you're on the Boo team, so you just recover everything back. Yeah, I don't know. I like this guy quite a bit. Not a big fan of running him in the Goku and Frieza fight. You guys know why. It's a dodge character. And, I mean, you have the dodge canceling devil in there. So, you know, that certainly, I guess, you know, that could be a point for what Dre is talking about. Horrible and I hate him? Nah, no way. Can't agree. Fat Boo, we talk about Fat Boo a lot. We talked about them. Objectively, I mean, Gohan is very weak turn 1, right? We talked about that. Beast? Because he's boring. Well, okay, but boring, unfortunately, for a lot of people is good. Like, characters who are boring is good. We had this discussion with Gotenks. It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe he's a little boring, but you know what boring turns into? Really good. Sorry. It's just, you know, when you just slap on damage reduction, rainbow orb changing, additional super guaranteed crits and stuff, you know, guess what happens? The character's just good. They're just good. So, I mean, I'm sorry to say to Mar right here, yeah, Beast, I mean, you're looking at the best unit in Dokkan history right here. Number 1 all time, dead or alive, right? That's who this is. You're looking at LeBron right here, Mar. That's who this is, right there. Mm-hmm. Okay, Family Kamehameha. Yeah, Gohan's weak at the start, sure. Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no one talks about AGL Ultimate Gohan. Nobody. AGL LR Broly. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're talking a little bit. But you know what's funny? I think at this point, I definitely qualify as an AGL Broly defender. I think I'm an AGL Broly defender. I closed out my tier list. Let me pull it back up real quick. You know what's funny? Broly might be my number 16. Like, Broly, I think, might be the first character off of my list right here. Broly, in base, like, he's ass. He's terrible. He's awful, right? But if you transform, I mean, he's a killer, man. He's a cold-blooded assassin, is what he is. Goku and Frieza, they're out of there real quick when this boy starts stepping, dude. So, it's like, there was once upon a time where this guy was, you know, people were overrating him for sure. Nowadays, I would definitely find my side. I feel like the side of justice right now is defending this guy. That's the good guys are defending this guy right now. That's where the good guys are. So, I'm just gonna throw that out there. He could get the job done. You know, it's just he gets power crept because he's not he's a domain character. So, you know, there's better domains, better characters with better domains, stuff like that. But like he could still lay the boom for sure. What really sucked for Rose too is that this guy was always better than Rose. Always, right? Always. Okay, that was good. That was at least a different character for us to talk about. Well, when he transforms, he's him. Yeah, but I mean, it's him equals 0.0000000 though. Int Boo, really good. People make him out like he's a god. I agree. Help in some fights. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, he is very good, but yeah, people make him out to be a god. True. Int Broly. Okay. Still have yet to be impressed by Int Broly and what he does besides support. Okay, I'm gonna assume Ray is talking about the domain for Int Broly. because his support is shit you just don't see. This, you don't see this shit. He doesn't get this. I'm sorry. You do not see that. Not at all. Now, I mean, his domain buff, this is nice support, right? That could count as well. Okay. I do not think this guy is overrated. Which is, I don't think this guy is anywhere in the discussion, really. I think he has the worst designed kit for a Dokkan Fest LR maybe ever. But, like, he's very good. Like, I don't think this guy deserves to be in this conversation, really. I do think, I would put Family Kamehameha Gohan above this guy easily, by far. But, like, I feel like overrated, that discussion is, the argument is easier to make for Gohan than it is for this guy. I think so. Because the number one most important thing, chat, is what? It's defense. It's defense. Now, this guy is not as good defensively as people think, but it's good enough to get you to the finish for all the fights right now, right? Defense is the most important. And this guy, for the most part, has got it. I mean, I literally do not run him unless I could use this at all times. So, I mean, if you're running him without being able to do his active at any point, yeah. I mean, he's not good. Like, at all. Because he does nothing. But, like, if this is up, he's tanking good. And that counts for a lot, so. Boo, yeah. Tech Vegeta. Wow. Well, wait, who? No replies. Yeah, dude, I mean, maybe I'm just a boomer. So often, I wish people just, like, be like, they'll just say something. I mean, bruh, we got a couple of Tech Vegetas, right? Like, that could fit for a couple of characters here. My gut is telling me he's talking about this guy. That's what my gut is telling me. But I mean, for the longest time, no way would I consider this guy overrated. And, I mean, even right now, I mean, this guy can really eat Goku and Frieza's food. Right? Like, this is another character I don't really put in these talks. I mean, I guess maybe at one point, he can get killed pretty easily turn 1. Like, you take him into Gogeta or Janemba, he'll get killed right away. But I don't know if I really like him in overrated talks. Now, if we're talking about this guy, yes. Not him, though. I don't think so. Because this guy's also got a light years better transformation condition, too. Not even close. Yeah, that smell. Not quite. Soon. Maybe soon. We'll see. The thing about Fat Boo, though, he's not going away anytime soon. Because people are always going to be able to make these, like, the goof. He's a meme character. Like the tech androids, like AJL PyCon and some of these characters. Like, you're going to be able to do this shit with him for a long time to come. Oh, there we go. We're at the end. Yeah, okay, that was pretty fun. We got some nice discussion out of this. Again, except for the Ultimate Gohans, man. Ultimate Gohans are not, like, people see Alan do like 50 tweet threads, and that's just like, it's only Alan doing that, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.